Hi, I'm Dr. Nicholas Dogris, and I'm going to show you how to use what we call RTZ, or real-time Z-score, using synchronized EEG neurofeedback and neuromodulation techniques, utilizing pulse electromagnetic stimulation and transcranial alternating current stimulation. So I'm going to start NeuroField 64 here. The platform is designed to be able to synchronize between EEG and neurostim, with the idea of being able to enhance or facilitate the effectiveness of neurofeedback. So here you can see we have two EMF units, Genesis unit and the Q21. So we say start the program. We go in here, we're going to select our test patient and go into the next screen. So we get to the yellow tab here, we're going to set up our units here, and then we're going to select a protocol. Again, these are all driven through EEG analysis, but let's say we have a person with deficiency in beta 1 and excess in theta. So we're going to do a real simple paradigm here. We're going to give the beta 1 using neurostimulation. We load the protocol, and that's going to command all the neurostim units to give 13 to 15 hertz stimulation. Then we save and continue. And then we get to the EEG module, and we're going to set this up to run the transparency window, which will be used over a window like Netflix, for instance, to give the feedback. When the person's achieving the threshold, you can see through this screen. When they're not achieving it, it becomes where you can't see whatever's below it or under it. So I'm going to set the training metric to Z-score, and then I want to set the training modality to RTZ, or real-time Z-score. The way this works is if you meet your thresholds at the end of the training round, the NeuroField says whatever frequency we gave you worked, and we're going to give it to you again. So if we give you 13 hertz and you produce a really good outcome at the end of a neurofeedback training round, then we give you 13 hertz again. So here, everything's set up. I'm going to do 1-minute training rounds, and I'm going to save and continue. NeuroField will open up the windows here, and now we're going to set up our Z-score values. The easy thing about Z-score training is you simply say what frequency band do you want to train, and then you can change the actual Z-scores if you want to. Here you can see we have theta 1 and -1 selected at F3, F4, C3, C4, FC, CZ, and PZ. So we're going to say, okay, that's great. This is good for our amplitudes. We click on next. Now what we can do is we can set up phase or coherence pairs. Of course, you want a EEG analysis to be able to determine this. So we're going to select a table, an empty table, and we'll name it test. And we're going to select our sites that we want to train. So let's say we F7 and an F8 are coherence pairs or phase pairs we want to train. We just click on each, and you can see the pair appears in this window over here: T3, T4, T5, T6, FP101, FP202. You can set up to 10 pairs. And once you have all your pairs set up, you click on next. It takes you over to the windows where you're going to set what frequency bands and what Z-scores you actually want to train under. And I can just arbitrarily pick a number of different thresholds here for demonstration purposes. Once they're all set, then you click on next. And then you save and continue, and now NeuroField's ready to go. We start the treatment. NeuroField automatically pops open the threshold window, and we'll begin to initialize the arrays. You'll start to see the Z-score numbers appear on the screen here, and if the Z-scores are being met, then the cells will turn green here. If they're not being met, they will turn red. You can see the same for coherence and phase values. So this is coherence, and this is real-time phase. And again, you can watch all these numbers run in real time. Again, the transparency window will show us whether or not that's happening, and here you can see it appearing. You set your threshold adjust, And if I make it more difficult and then click on my transparency window, you'll see that it just pops up there ever so slightly. Let's make it 100%. Again, these z-scores are, there we go. And there's our transparency window, and you can see how this is happening in real time. Now, a stimulation is being given, 5 seconds. We prime the brain, and then we shut it off, and we begin the next round of treatment. We can lower the difficulty level, and you can see the window start to change in real time. If we increase this number, it becomes more difficult to keep it clear. Again, this is a real fast response time. It works very well with a number of different things like YouTube or Netflix or Amazon Prime, whatever you want to watch. You can put it up there, and then, or just have regular MPEG videos, like relaxation videos or stuff like that. They all work really well with this platform. When the session is done, then you can stop the session, save the data, and look at your z-score data and see what was happening as the session progressed. You can actually watch the head maps change as a person goes through training. There's a number of different metrics that get stored as the program proceeds. It'll start drawing from each one of the stimulation cycles to the next, to the next, to the next, and show you what actually happens. You can mouse through and actually see the directionality of the z-score changes as a person goes through treatment. All right, that's real-time z-score.